Goombas magazine! Hey everyone, and here we are back in Super Mario Odyssey, and we are in the Wooded Kingdom. And here you can see there's some crazy dancing teapots there in the distance. There's lots of incredible trees all around and great lighting effects everywhere. So we're just going to have a little skip around and have a look what's going on in this level. But you can see that to start with, we are in our previous outfit, which is the swimming kit from Lake Kingdom, so we will need to sort that out soon. So we're going to need to find a Crazy Cap location at some time, but firstly we're just going to pick up these few purple coins because we're going to need some purple coins to be able to buy our next outfit. So just finding out from these guys that they're in a bit of a panic and they're in a spin because obviously Bowser's caused more trouble. And here you can see there's the Crazy Cap and Mario just going to do some dancing in front of the stereo. If you just stand there for a little while, kind of does a little toe shuffle thing. You can knock the boxes over, but that doesn't really do anything. And right now we haven't got enough to be able to get anything from the Crazy Cap, so we need to go on a little bit of a purple coin hunt. So you can see the Sphinx up in the distance, but we're going to come back and figure that out once we've got a few more purple coins from this area. And you can see a few down here, so we're just going to pick those up, spin around and see what else there is. There's yet another mysterious big block for us to look at, but there we go, you can see a few more purple coins. And that takes us up to 9 purple coins at the moment. So just sort of spinning around to have a look if there's anything else we can see. And you can see there's some coins at the top of the trees in the distance. So we're just going to head up and grab those 2 purple coins at the top of this tree. Quite a cool looking tree. It's nice, all the different trees that they've got in this level. There's like fern, there's kind of big kind of tall trees that kind of go up into the sky, but we've got enough to be able to go into Crazy Cap and change into our explorer's gear, but unfortunately we still don't have enough to get the explorer cap. So we're going to head over to the Sphinx and we're going to try and make it through this area. So when you get on this little pad area, press A and you will have a little conversation with the Sphinx dude. Now he has got a little question, and obviously the answer is flowers. So just answer that question and he will move out to the side, freeing you up to head on through to get some more purple coins. And they aren't too far away. So the first 4, I think, 3 are up at the top of here. So we're just going to do a sort of backward somersault to get up there, and there's a little tip in that area to get the backward somersault, but most of you should know how to do a backward somersault. And now you can see we're out into the open here, and we have come into contact with the first of the purple goo. So you've only got to get sort of right on the edge of it and it will get you. So just keep your distance as much as possible. You can see we can't get through this area just yet. But later on in the walkthrough video we will come to how you get through there, so stay tuned. So you can see all the kind of things to do up in the distance, and there's a few more purple coins that we can see just there. Now we've got 4 and we need 1 more to get the explorer cap. So now we have enough to get the explorer cap, and we're going to head back to Crazy Cap to pick that up now. So as soon as we've got that, we can head back here and get on with the rest of the walkthrough. So we're just going to head back to Crazy Cap now and pick up the Explorer Cap, which looks very cool. So there we go, Mario's got the Explorer Cap, and we're going to continue on around this way. So you can see there's a little section to do up and around this left hand side. So we're just going to take over these weird little plant things. And there you can see there's another one that's going to try and get you, and he can get you even when you've got your stilts up. So you just need to be careful and wait till it's out of the way to be able to get past it. So then we're just going to grab these 4 more purple coins. So that takes our tally up a little bit, and then we're going to continue on around this corner. Now bear in mind, these little blocks that we're going to walk across here, they fall into the ground. So perhaps we'll get a little sight of what happens with that a little bit later. But make it over to the other side, crack into this seed, and you will get yet another brilliant power moon. But that's our first power moon in Wooded Kingdom. So now we're going to head back over this path, but first we're just going to have a little spin around, and there you can see the Odyssey in the distance, and you can see there's nothing else for us to do here, but we're just going to fall down here because we've heard that some areas when you fall down to the ground you don't fall to nowhere, you fall into this deep woods area, which is pretty dark and a little bit sinister at times. So we're just going to head up and pick up these few purple coins. Now kind of that explains that don't just fall off everywhere in the hopes that it's going to help you. When you're in the wooded kingdom, in the deep woods, if you fall off the edge you will just die. So just kind of pick where you do go down, and you can see here a little planting area. So clearly we've got to plant something to be able to move on. So then moving into deep woods, and we're just going to show you a little tree up here. So we're just going to jump on up, and you can take control of this tree with Cappy, but we couldn't do a great deal to get him off there. So we're going to come back to that in a later walkthrough when we do all the rest of the power moons here. And you should bear in mind that not all of the power moons are unlocked. So right now we haven't completed the entire game, so we can't get all of the power moons. So we're not intending to pick all of the power moons up in these initial walkthroughs. We're kind of going to just try and get through the level, get enough power moons to be able to make it to the next level, and then later on we'll be doing videos to do and come back and get all of the moons to get the 100%. So there you go, we managed to find a few more purple coins, and you just kind of take over that rock, which is a bit weird. So you just take over the rock, move it out the way, and you will get a few more purple coins. Now it's very easy to get lost in the deep woods because it's pretty dark, and the map doesn't really help you out. There you can see a seed that will go into that planter area. So you can pick that seed up with Y, and then you should be able to carry it over and throw it in. So there you go, that's how to create a little beanstalk to get out of the deep woods. Now we're not finished in deep woods, we want to just have a little bit more exploring before we carry on, and you can see not everything in deep woods is a good thing. So we managed to get some Goombas. The other thing you should know is that in deep woods, I think you just saw a little glimpse of it there in the distance, is the T-Rex, but the T-Rex is not asleep. It is fully awake at this time, so we're kind of just staying out of its way as much as possible at the moment. So you can see here another little gap between the trees, just a few coins, and you can't get in with this fella, so we're just going to have to get out, take Mario around the corner and carry on. You can see there's another planting zone here and another little teapot, but if you head up here to where this waterfall is, you can see a little door behind the waterfall, and if you've got the Explorer gear on, you will be allowed through. So it's just a case of heading up to the door, heading on in, and there's nothing more than just the chest to be able to open, and you get yet another power moon to take our tally up to 2. So we're up to 2 power moons as of yet, but we've done a hell of a lot of exploring, and we've picked up quite a lot of purple coins as well as getting all the Explorer kit. It's not much more that we're going to do in the deep woods for now, so we're just going to explore what's going on with this little flashy area with a ground pound, and it's more of the annoying Goombas. So there we go, we've taken those out. A little bit of a wander into the water, and you can see a little scarecrow. We're going to come back and get that scarecrow in a later walkthrough too. So we're just going to grab these purple coins up here, just near the scarecrow. There's another ground pound area. Doesn't really, I think it's just coins in here, yeah, so we're just going to do a cap spin to pick those up, and then just head back to the seed cache to be able to do a planter, and we're going to head back up to the surface once again. So we're just going to plant this in here, and we're just going to climb up the massive vine, do a little flip somersault when we get to the top. Looks amazing. So there we go, we're out into the main area of the game once again, but we are nowhere near where we wanted to be. So we're going to do a little bit of fast travel to get to a place that's a bit more interesting to us. So we're just going to head over to Iron Road entrance again, and we can continue on with the main walkthrough. So we've done quite a lot here. We managed to do quite a lot down there to the left hand side. We're just having a look around here, and there's yet another teapot for us to have a chat with, and he clearly thinks there is some trouble up ahead, and there you can see the Broodals flying above. So clearly we need to head up there and sort that mess out. But for now we're just going to head around here. We're just going to check out this tip because it is a ground pound jump, and this is subtly different. So this is essentially where you do a ground pound and then do a jump straight afterwards. So it's kind of worth doing a few little practices. It can help you get to higher areas. So there you go, you get kind of like a bit of an extra jump boost anytime you do a ground pound jump. And there you go, there's a couple of examples of that. So we're just going to move on around, and we can see a few more purple coins to pick up, so we're just going to jump over and grab those, and that takes us up to 33 purple coins, which is not too bad. So we're just going to jump on back over here and head up here into the waterfall area to pick up yet a few more purple coins. So now we're up to 36 of the 100. So we're doing pretty well on the purple coin count, but we've only got 2 moons, so clearly we've got a lot of moons to pick up. So we've made it back to the Iron Road entrance, and here we find the first of the piranha plants to take on. So there you can see how dangerous the goo is that they keep firing out. It will get you quite easily, and you really need to kind of keep your distance. Now Cappy doesn't take over a piranha plant, it just gets eaten by one, which kind of stops them doing anything. So you can walk up and kick them, or you can ground pound them to knock them out of action. So there you go, you just need to get the purple goo out of the way, take poor Cappy on for a bit of a stomach journey, and then you can just flip the piranha plants out of the way. So here we've got one more piranha plant to get. We're just going to head up and kick him out the way, and before we kind of take on that main area there with the little platforms moving up and down, you can see there's a little route around here. So we're just going to head in to see what else we can find, and then you can see a little scarecrow. So we're just going to take over that scarecrow and hopefully be able to get into this door. So there we go, Cappy's on, we're in and open the door, and we can go in and take on the first of these guys. So we don't have Cappy, but we've got a little bit of stomping power, and we managed to get a stomp in, which is pretty good. So there we go, Hammer Brothers dude is gone, and there is yet another moon. So that is great, that is fire in the cave, and we are up to 3 moons as of yet, but we've still got a long way to go. Luckily there is a load coming. Now you have to jump on the scarecrow when you come out of there to get Cappy back, and the other bad news is that the piranha plants are all back too, so you're going to need to get those out of the way. Now we're not going to spend loads of time kind of focusing on all of them, we're just going to get up and around here to be able to take on the next section of the game. So we're just going to grab these coins because coins come in handy, and then you just got to jump across here. Now these things move quite quickly, so try and clear your path when you get a chance, and then you can simply jump on across and up. Now we can see there's a few other things to try and look to pick up there. You can see there is a quite a kind of hidden away coin block up there, but the bad news is that you can't quite reach it. So clearly we're going to need to find some way of getting up there at a later date. Even with the ground pound jump, you can't get high enough to get it. So we're going to have to come back and get that at a later time. So we're just going to head back up and around. So we're just going to head around past the piranha plants, up over here, and we can get back into the main sort of challenge and head around for the next task, which is just around the corner. So now we're up here, we can jump up on this platform and move across for the coins. Now you can see we need this guy to come down here, and once we've got him, we will be able to jump up here. And you can see there's a few little routes to get, and we just want to get out of the way of this guy as well to free up the space, and now we can get up. And you can see there's a little kind of shortcut there, and this will give you a load of kind of extra pickups. So firstly, you've got a power moon. So there we've got yet another power moon, the nut in the red maze. So we're up to 4 now, just jumping up there to see what there is, and it's just coins. So we're just going to head on town after we pick up all the coins. We don't want to fall down there, so we've managed to make it the right way. And we've got another little critter here who is going to get us if he gets the chance. So we're just waiting on this block to try and get the dude to come over and push us up. But as it turns out, they don't push you up. It's actually you that pushes you up. So we're kind of there, and we're trying to get him to push us up. But it doesn't work. He will just kill you. What actually you need to do is you need to push that up. So now it's at the top. Now we can get up there and we can move on to the next ledge. So we can do a little bit of a stretch and make it up to the next level. And you can see there's a few more purple coins to pick up. So that takes us up to, I think, 40. And then we're out into this main section here. There's a few more blocks to grab here, including a little heart which we needed, and we have found Iron Road halfway point. So we're at the halfway point, it looks like. So then we're going to continue around here, and we've got some more piranha plants to take on. Now there is a big piranha plant as well, so firstly we need to take out these little guys, and they're pretty straightforward. You just need to throw Cappy at them, take them out and move on, because you've got the bigger challenge of the big guy. And while he's pretty big for a piranha plant, he's actually not that difficult. So don't worry too much if you're at this stage and you're like, oh, this piranha plant's gonna get me. He probably isn't, because you simply throw Cappy at him, make him incapacitated, and then you can just jump on him. It's actually really easy, and we get another moon. So here we are, we're just going to hit this switch past where the piranha plant was, and suddenly you get this flower road, which is pretty beautiful. And we're loving kind of all the little different details in the game. It's such a stunning looking game. You can see there in the distance you've got mountains and you've got the moon, and just there's so much detail and effort gone into creating this game. It's really impressive. So here we are coming around here, and we've got a few tricky purple coins to pick up, so watch your step here, because those blocks do fall. And there you go, you can see I almost bit the dust. So just going to head across here, make it across, and we just about did it. So there we go, carrying on with the route, and you can see there's another nut to crack. So we're just going to head up past these moving blocks, and we're going to need to ground pound this nut. So here we go, that is that nut done, and yet another power moon. So that takes our tally of power moons up to 6, and we're starting to rack through them a little bit quicker. So we're just going to pick up these coins along the way, and you can see that actually with the movement of the camera it's pretty tricky to kind of make it through that area smoothly and get all of the coins. But don't worry about it too much, just kind of keep heading around, and you can see this new area has opened up, and we will take it to this entrance here. But before we head into the entrance, we're just going to do a little exploring to see if there's anything on top of it. And that's kind of one of our biggest tips for Super Mario Odyssey. There is things everywhere. There's lots of things to pick up. And you can see here actually only turns out to be a few hidden coins. So not huge and not terribly impressive. But still, you know, it's just an example of how many cool things there are to pick up. So we've made it into the Sky Garden Tower, and here we're just going to have a little walk around to see if there is anything hidden around. We can't really see anything, so we're just going to go back and take on that switch. So we're just going to smash that switch and head up the wonderful garden path. Jump over those blocks, manage to get past them, and we have got another one of these grow plants to be able to pick up. So knock off his hat, take over him, and then you can use him to get hearts and whatever else is under here. And again, it's always good to get a few hearts at this stage. So we're going to continue around and just see what we can find, and we're going to continue as Mario 4 now. So we're just going to jump up here, jump around when we can get up on the block. So get up on the block, jump up here, and you've got yet another switch to be able to press. So then we can continue around here, but you can see Mario's having difficulty getting up there. He's managed to make it into the middle area, luckily, but fortunately that whole plant thing keeps spinning around. So you need to time it pretty well to be able to get back onto that plant again. and there we go, we managed to do it. And you can go back down and around, and we've seen a few more purple coins, but we only managed to pick up 2 there, and it kind of looks like maybe it would be useful if we had the plant with us to be able to get those purple coins. So we're just going to see if we can take him with us along this little route, and you can see actually it makes it quite easy for you to get up there. So as soon as you can get in the right place, you can jump up here, and once again you just got to wait for the flower path to come around. So it's heading around now, so you just head on out and around. We're just going to use it to try and get to these purple coins over here. So they're kind of shaped like little nuts, but you kind of pick that up, and there you can jump up through the flowers, continue up the path, and make it to the next block area. So we're just going to head around here, get into this central area, and take out yet another nut. So we've suddenly got another power moon, and our tally is up to 7. So if you continue on along this path, when you can get into that middle section, you can see that's how you would continue up there. Now we can't jump up normally, but we can do a high jump. So you just get yourself to the top, shake your Joy-Con controllers, and you will do a little bit of a higher kind of stretch, and then you can jump up to the ledge itself. So we are continuing a little bit with Mario, but actually there is a shadow here that we can't get to. So we're going to go back and take control of the little plant, and we're going to use him again, do the super stretch, and we've got the stretch in your legs moon. So we're up to 8, and we're going to head on through this door to see what else is going on outside. So we're on the outer area, and you can see this is probably where we're going to face the next boss. So you just kind of head into the middle, and he will jump down from the Broodal ship and take you on. And he is pretty tricky. So you can see there Cappy does hit it, but it doesn't incapacitate him for long. You've got to kind of hit him with Cappy and jump on his head. It's all about getting him on his head. So he doesn't have his hat on most of the time, and you can use Cappy to kind of knock him out the way when he's spinning at you in between the hits that you do. So there you go, he will rebound out of the way and then head back into the middle. Now you can see there we're just trying to get him with Cappy, but he does that hit. Now we've got a few extra lives, so we can afford to be a bit less careful. But if you are struggling with lives, then get around the edge at that point to stay out of the way of its poison, and then be able to come back into the middle when it stops spitting it out. So again, you'd kind of go to the edge and run away, but we're just trying to deal with him pretty fast, and there we go, we managed to get him. So it's all about jumping on his head, and once you get that multi-moon, which takes you up to 11, you will be sent back to the Odyssey. Now we're not quite finished, so we're going to need to head back out. So we're going to do a little bit of fast travel to the Iron Road entrance, and you can see straight away that things are very different when you land here, because you've got these cool tanks. Who knew you could take over tanks in Mario? It's epic. Anyway, we're just going to use the tanks to fire at these walls and take them out of the way. So you can fire at these blocks as well, and you can fire kind of in all directions really. It's pretty good aiming focus. So you can spin around, have a look around in the tank, and you can fire with Y. So once you've done that and you've managed to clear a route, just jump out and head on through. So just run on through this little gap that you've managed to open up, and spin around, and you will see yet another one of these kind of lever arm teapots. So we're just going to hit it with Cappy to get a little nut, and we can plant a tree. So we're going to climb up that tree, and you can see some purple coins in the distance. Now to begin with, we thought we might be able to sort of just jump off and be able to get to that ledge, but actually there's no way of doing it that way at the moment. However, there is an alternative way, so we can go out and get one of the little stretchy plant dudes. So we're going to head around this corner because we remember seeing one just here. So just knock his little plant pot off and take him around. Use the stretch to jump over things and stay out of the way of those tanks, and that will allow you to head up into this corner area and stretch on up to be able to get those 3 purple coins. And suddenly we're in we're past the halfway point in terms of the purple coins. Once you've got them, head on up this vine, and we will take on the next area next. So it's a little climb to the top, and then once you get to the top, just sort of jump out, and there is another speed travel zone for us to get. So it is Forest Charging Station. There's a few kind of coin blocks for you to pick up, so we're just going to grab those along the way. And you can see further on in the distance there is a load more teapots, so we'll kind of have a look at those dudes in a little second, but we're just going to jump up here to see what we can see, to see what's going on the top of this block. So we're just going to jump up normally and do the same again, and it's a little rocket, so we're going to fly it into this zone. And it's pretty difficult to see what's going on, but you can see you need to grab all of the little power moon parts. So we've got one there, and if you lower the camera, kind of lowers below the fog, so you can see a little bit better. And there you can see the next of the little power moon parts. So we're up to 2. Now there isn't a great deal to find down here, so we're just going to head back on up and grab these coins, and just try to be careful with your movements here because it's easy to fall off. So just try and stay on the main paths, grab any coins and anything else you can see along the way, and then we will hunt down the rest of the 3 power moon parts. So there you go, you can see there's another one, and we can take control of these flying Goombas. So there you go, you can suddenly fly. So this is the first opportunity to fly in the game, and you can see we still need 2 more power moon parts, and we're just trying to see where we can get to. We're just going to take over this guy, and you can see it looks like we've got to head straight on. Now you need to press B to fly, and you will be able to get onto this ledge, and then you can see there's a few coins for you to go after there. So we're just going to fly on over to grab those coins and land to pick up the 4th of the power moon parts. So now we've got that 4th power moon part, we're just going to drop down the side of here, and there you can see kind of as you fall, you can see there's coins to follow down, and this is a really good sign that there's something good under here, and it is the last of the power moon parts. So you need to avoid the other flying Goombas, get the last of the power moon part, and suddenly you can head on up and pick up the last of the power moons. So we're going to head up and get that now, and that is yet another power moon into the kind of bag, and that is Wandering in the Fog. So back to the main area, there's also a little bit for us to do up here. You can see all the teapots kind of trying to recharge, but if you ground pound the 3rd one, you can get yet another power moon. So that is thanks for the charge, and we are up to 13 power moons up till now. So moving on, and we kind of, you notice that as we get further into the game, you can pick up more power moons in a set time period. So we picked up quite a few there, and you can also see that here it looks like we're going to need to create some kind of Goomba tower. So we're going to head off, grab some coins along the way, and try and get the biggest Goomba that we can see, which is the 3er in the distance, and then we can suddenly start stacking them up. So now we've got a 3, we can find the others to see how big a stack we can make. So there's a couple more there, there's one there, just missed it, we got those 2, so that's a few more. So then we're just going to go after this guy, and you just keep stacking them up and stacking them up until you can get to the area that you want to get to. Now we're just going to have a little look up here, and you can see we're not quite tall enough, even with the big jump, the Joy-Con shake jump that you can do with the Goombas. So we clearly need a few more. So we're just going to head on over here and get these 2 fellas, and suddenly we're in a much better position. And actually, when you approach the Lady Goomba, she's suddenly infatuated with our incredibly tall Goomba tower. And that gives us another power moon. So once we've got this power moon, you have to jump over the edge to grab it. Love in the Forest Ruins. We can go back and grab the Goombas once again and head on around. And you can see that now that we're tall enough, we can get up to this ledge. And what that does is unlocks a load of coins. So it's not loads and loads of coins, but again, it's another one of those kind of cool little bits where if you can get to a little area, it will give you a load of bonuses. Now, there's not much here apart from a load of coins, but there are some purple coins around the corner, and we're just going to go and grab those next. So again, we just got to bypass that central block that's blocking our way, and you can see the purple coins in the distance. So once again, do the kind of the big jump by shaking your Joy-Con controllers, and we can get up here to take out 3 more coins. And it also gives you a good vantage point to look down on these 3 crazy tanks firing at you. So we clearly need to head on in there and try and take over them. So we're just going to take over this tank, and we're going to use it to take the other tanks out of the equation to start with. So just sort of aim at them, move out of the way anytime there's something firing at you, and you can take out the last tank dude. So once you've got the last tank dude gone, you can start taking out this wall to clear your path. Now actually it's easy to think that you've cleared enough of these and not be able to get to the top. So make sure you clear as much as possible, or the kind of enough to be able to get to the top, to be able to make it up to the next ledge. So you can see there I've still got a blocked area there kind of in the middle, so I need to come back and do that once I've cleared the route up to the top. So kind of just smash through that, and we're just going to need to come back down after doing a few more of these. So we've got quite a nice route at the top there. We just need to take these 2 out of the equation, and then we can jump on up. So now suddenly we've got a little route, just got to do some double jumping, some wall jumping, and then we can make it up to the top here. And you just got to stay on the ledge and jump up to the top. So once you're up to the top, we've got a few more purple coins, and we are up to 56 of those. And then you can see there's another save point and fast travel location at the summit path. So we're just going to have a little chat with this fella who points out the slope and the speed flowers that you can see there on the ground. So we need to use those speed flowers to get up that slope. Now as soon as you throw Cappy at them, you take over the speed flower, and you can see there it's a bit wayward in terms of the direction, so you really need to control the direction. So manage to make it up, but you can see this little ledge up there on the right hand side. So yeah, we could continue on to the left, but we kind of want to see what's going on up there to the right hand side at that ledge. So we're going to try and get those speed flowers now. Just grab the speed flower, run on up. There you can see we just managed to do a crazy turn at the end to be able to make it in. So then head on through the door and in here, and this is a bit of a tank challenge. Essentially you take over the tank, you smash open the gates, and you can get the switches. And once you've got the switches done, it will activate the next portion, which is this dropping down into like a little elevator to be able to take on a series of bad guys. So here you've just got these little ground hedgehog weird things. So just take all those out of the equation, and then just press the switch to be able to move down to the next section, which opens out to reveal some more difficult challenges. So here you've got lots of Hammer Brothers. Now they move around pretty fast, and the tank is pretty slow, and all the while they're firing 3 flames at you. Now we've been able to take out one of them, which reduced the amount of flames, but we still managed to get hit. So just be careful and see how you go. Kind of if you can get the aim perfect, then you'll get more of them. But you can also see there's some purple coins for us to pick up. So we're just going to head up and grab those now if we can. So it takes a bit of jump in practice to be able to get up there. So you just got to time your kind of wall jumps a little bit right to be able to get up there. So hopefully this time, yeah, there we go. And you can see there the shadow of the purple coin. And if you can use that ledge, you can then, as soon as you can see properly, jump to the middle. So we're just going to try that again to be able to do it. And it's a little bit tricky, it's a little bit fiddly, but it is purple coins, so it's kind of worth the effort. So there we go, we just used a little bit of backward somersault to be able to make it and grab those purple coins. We're just going to get that one, and we've just got one more to pick up before we can go back and get in the tank and start the next elevator level. So there we go, that's 3 more purple coins. We're just going to check over the other side to see if there's anything else to pick up. So we're just going to jump up on this ledge to see if there is anything else over here. It doesn't look like it, but sort of as with Mario, it is worth exploring and having a look around. So now that we've checked that area, and the tank's back into activity, we need to take control of it again. So we're back in charge of the tank. we've hit the switch and we're moving down to the next level. Now this next level is really tricky, and we managed to lose a life there, so we had to go through the entire thing again. So you might find it easy to try to take out as many of these front runner tanks as you can. Hopefully by this stage your aim's a little bit better, and as you can see, my aim is a little bit more improved the more you kind of get to grips with the tank. And you can also use these blocks as kind of guards. However, we did get hit, so we've only got 2 hearts left now, but we've only got 1 more tank to take out, and there you can see that was pretty swift in the end. So kind of as you practice using the tanks, you'll get a little bit better in terms of the aim, and now you can just take out these blocks, get them out the way, take the tank out of the way again, and head through and pick up that power moon. So we're just taking the tank out of the way just in case he comes back to life so that he can't see us, and we can get this power moon and head back through that pipe. So that is elevator escalation, and when you jump back out you want to jump to the left and land on this ledge, and we are into yet another section. Apparently the secret flower field is up ahead, and we've just unlocked another Iron Mountain point, and we can jump down here and grab those blocks too. So we're just going to see what else we can find. So we're just going to take over this plant again, do a little bit of stretching and grab these blocks. And there you can see there's a little route down there, but we'll come back and grab those another time, I reckon. For now we're just going to get these blocks, take those out, just stretch on up and grab the blocks. He'll essentially just nudge them all out of the way, and there you go. You can see there's loads and loads of coins to pick up. So just get these, and once you get these blocks out of the way, you can see a little access way there. So we're going to head into there next. So just take those out, get these last blocks out just in case there's anything cool hidden inside them. It's always worthwhile just sort of clearing the decks, and then we can head into this area, and there's yet another pipe for us to go into, and this time it's clearly going to take us into a 2D section. So we're just going to head into that 2D pipe, and that takes us down a little route, and you just got to jump and get the coins, and that will bring you out at the bottom. Now you can't just get the moon with a normal jump, you've got to do a speed jump to be able to get it. So head back over, and you've just got to do a speed jump to be able to leap far enough to get that moon and get out, and that will bring you out at the top here. And so at the top here is where you can see the next challenge, and you can see these huge boulders being thrown out, and you can see the Bowser faces on the instrument. So clearly this is some kind of Bowser instrument of doom. And you can also see by walking back down here, there are a few tanks down here. So we're going to need to take a couple of those out of the equation and use one of them to be able to attack that machinery. So we managed to get a bit lucky there by firing while another tank was firing, and that took both of them out. And now we can just head on up and take out these little boulders that come firing at you. So just sort of gradually get closer and closer to the machinery, and just stay out of the way of everything. Anything that comes near you, just fire it, and then once you get a space, it's time to start firing at those little Bowser marks. So we managed to get one of them out of the way. Make sure you move out of the way of these balls and fire at them if they come too close to you. And there you can see we've just got one left to get, and we came pretty close to getting it. Hopefully we can get it with this next hit, and that completes that. So we can now get out of this tank, head on over, pick up that power moon, and continue on to the next section of the game. So this is the secret flower field. We are going to head up, and we are going to take that on next. So we're just going to get the fast travel area and jump on down, and it is inevitably, with such a big long drop, a boss. So you land and you are in seed form. So you're in this plant, and as soon as you hit it, it gets mad and then throws out these little blocks, and you need to land underneath the blocks and take it out. So there you can see, if you get hit by the laser, you will lose a life. So we've managed to take out 2 of the blocks. Once you take out this 3rd block, it removes its protection, turns upside down, and there we go. We can get the first of our hits in. So that's the first of the hits on the weird flower monster machine. Now we're just going to head over here and see whether or not we can get a heart, and we did, which is lucky because we managed to lose a life as well. So you've got to jump over these little hoops of doom that it fires out. So you need to kind of stretch your legs out, and then once you get to the top and you're in the right position, kind of stop stretching and jump over it. And then you've got 3 more of these blocks to take out. So there we go, we've taken out 2. Stay out of the way of the laser. We're just going to see if there's anything else in these blocks, and there is another heart. So we're just going to pick that up because we kind of need it, which takes us up to 3 lives. And you can see this is now spinning. But we need to stay out of the way of the laser. So that is the last of the blocks done, and we can get in the second hit. So that's 2 hits done, and it obviously gets a little bit more difficult to leap over these little hoops. So we're just going to get into the stretch and leap over them as best we can. So there we go, this one's quite a big one. Just leapt a little bit too early, so managed to get hit by that. So we're down to 2 hearts, so it's pretty tricky. We've got 3 blocks to take out with only 2 hearts to go. So just sort of circle around, get right underneath the perfect center of each one and stretch on up to take them out, and that will expose it for a final hit. And that completes that guy and gives you the multi-moon, and that gives you a total of 20 power moons. And now we can fire up the Odyssey, and you can see there the Odyssey is ready to fire up, and we have enough to move on to Metro Kingdom. So we're just going to select that now. However, along the way things went a little awry and Bowser showed up, and suddenly we are in this Cloud Kingdom, and we'll be picking things up from here in the next walkthrough. But for now, thanks for tuning in for yet another Super Mario Odyssey walkthrough video. Hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button and share and comment as much as you can. Thanks guys, goodbye. That was magazine!